Are you happy because you have the same thing your neighbor has? That doesn't make you happy. That only increases your instability, and it's just terrible what they're doing to human nature. They just want a bunch of clones running around that have no feelings to serve the elite class, who will be the elites and the communists, and then everybody else will serve them. Don't these people get it? When are they going to learn what's wrong with human nature that they can't see, that what's happening to them? What's wrong with these people that they can't see that communism is not good, that it kills? It kills your spirit. Socialism kills your spirit. It kills your desire to help one another. It kills everything. What's wrong? I just don't understand what's wrong with these people.
Grandpa used to say 90-something% of people idiots. And I think a lot of them
The communist even calls them useful idiots. And who's the first people socialist communism killed? It takes your teachers and all the people that were on their side. They figure if you're their traitor, if you were a traitor to your own country, you're going to be a traitor to them. And they kill them first. They take them and shoot them first. What the hell's the matter with these people? Don't they read history? I don't.
I'll tell you part of it. They go to public schools where the history isn't complete.
Yeah,
nor the Constitution.
They're teaching in T.C.C public schools.
So they're teaching people to be sheeple.
Yeah, they're God help us all. God help us all. It's just such a shame this country is the way it is now. I mean, my mom and dad used to say, we grew up in the best of times. You know what we did? We were poor. We didn't have much of anything, but what we had was freedom, and what we had was good. Now people have a bunch of things, but they don't have freedom, and they don't have what is good.
The people need to realize that freedom is not free.
Freedom is not free.
And the government doesn't care about all of us. They're more concerned about the handful of us that will speak out and expose them.
When I was being raised, they said government was trying to put square pegs in round holes, and we fought that, and we finally got that out of the way. And now these communist socialists are trying to stick us square pegs in these round holes again. I mean, but we've all got to be alike. Yeah. Everybody's in pain together. Everybody's suffering together. They want us all equal on the global plantation so that nobody is any better than anybody else, except, of course, the rulers, who will always have power and money and everything else. My God, when are people going to wake up? There is no... Yes, we're born equally. Yes, we're born equal. We're created equally. We're not born equally. We're created equally. So... what happens to us in the womb is not from the creation point. What happens to us after we are born is not the creation point. That is choice point. That's the choice of our parents and the choice of us as we get older. We're created equal, but we make the choices that create what happens to us. And in this country, we are making the choices that are making us worse off. Yes, we're created equal. But that does not mean we should all share the same. We all have different ideals of what we want to be. Some of us want to be a success. Some of us find that being a success is just living peacefully. And under communism, socialism, we're not going to be allowed that choice. We're going to be square pegs in round holes, whether we like it or not, and everybody's going to have to be exactly like everybody else. And until these socialist communists get that through their stupid skulls, we're going to be slaves. What's happening is making human beings slaves to the plantation owners who are going to tell us when to get up, what to do, when to be born, when to die. I mean, this is a world that is not going to be fit to live in for anybody. If we lose Israel, if we lose America, if this country goes down, there is no place to go. There's no place to go. We'll all be slaves in the global plantation, being told what to do, being nothing but sheeple, being told what to do, when to live, when to die, where to go, what we can own, what we can't own, what kind of work we have to do for the government, and there will be no liberty and no freedom and no God. Absolutely.
You're speaking of the Communist Manifesto?
cesspool, or Muslim Sharia law, or whatever, is still dominance, controlled by the little people with the little minds who think that controlling humanity is the way of their success. It's wrong. These people don't want equality. They want control over the masses. They don't want equality. They don't want freedom. They want everybody under a microscope, under the camera. God save us all.
What would you say to Sheriff Dupnik right now if you could tell him something?
I'd ask him to resign. I'd ask him to resign and try to get Sheriff Mack to run in his place, because Sheriff Mack's the only one who believes in the Constitution and our freedoms. I don't know. I've talked to the other candidates for sheriff. I don't see any of them really understanding the Constitution and history, and far most important, history, and the way the dominoes eventually fall. And I'm old. I'm tired of fighting. I'm old. Although that doesn't mean I won't continue. I'm just tired. You know, you take one step forward and they push us 10 steps back. The communist, socialist radicals, the radical left is always saying, oh, it's the radical right, but it's the radical left that has changed this country to where radical right used to be the average citizen, and now they've pushed us way over. If Kennedy was alive today, he would be considered a radical right extremist, and they prop him up as the best liberal ever. But the way they've pushed the agenda so far to the left, he'd be a radical right extremist nowadays. It's insanity that's taken over this country. I am so glad I'm old. So glad I'm old. I hope there is not reincarnation, because I would not want to be reborn onto this earth with the slavery, the global slavery that I foresee coming. It's global slavery, the global plantation. The way things are going right now, that's all I see. And I never used to see it in that light. I knew that communism was a threat. And I studied it, and I studied what happened in other countries. And I know it's a threat. But they're teaching it today in schools as though socialism is the most beautiful thing in the world. It's utopianism. It doesn't happen with human nature. It's just like these police officers saying, oh, well, they should just drop their gun, blah, blah, blah. It's the flight or fight syndrome. It's human nature. And they are acting like we should not have human nature. They can't deal with us like this.
Oh, yeah, the main thing is, how dare you defend yourself? Give me a break. That's a God-given right there. Warren doesn't mean shit.
Human nature. And the only way they'll change human nature is if they breed it out of us, or make these subhumans who will become their servants. Well, they're supposed to be our servants, and we're paying their wages, and we're becoming their servants. That's wrong. Wrong. I'm just so disheartened with what society has become. And we can't even vote for who we want to vote for. Well, the people who win the debates, the people who we want to vote for, some big committee man up there decides who's going to run, and we get some Dunkoff that we don't want to elect, and then the socialist communists get in. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then when we vote something in, some socialist communist comes up and says, oh no, well, that's against the Constitution. We're going to avoid that. Oh, hello? our justice system has gone kapooey. Our everything is gone.
Speaking of corruption, I just got a letter from the CLE office at TPD, and they told me that I can't copy as a new person, they don't know who I am. They told me in writing that I can't copy the manual because it's copyrighted. So I asked her about Title 17 fair use, and anyway, she already wrote a no-no in writing. I was already at the mayor's office letting them know about
then if you can't copy it, then you ought to be able to check it out like a library book and take it home and read it and write down what it says in it. If you can't physically copy it, you ought to be able to take whatever laws. No, copyright doesn't. No.
Copyright doesn't protect them from giving out copies, because if you go to the library, you can copy copyrighted books.
Well, you're not supposed to technically, but...
No, God dang it. Title 17 fair use allows use of copyrighted materials.
Oh, yeah, that's right, for informational uses, yes.
Information, education,
yes.
research, comment, criticism, teaching, and news reporting, and research.
That's right, exactly.
I know exactly. And I have Kalia telling me on the phone that I'm exactly right. I have a good understanding. But I have TPD being stupid because they apparently signed a contract that mandates they violate the public records law and not release copies of the manual. I was just at the mayor's office.
That's against, there again, it's against the copyright laws because
I know.
law said you can do it.
And it's against their policy that mandates the TPD personnel abide by all state, local, and federal laws. And I caught him again, another person. Are they all stupid? Are they all robots? Can they not think for themselves?
Robots. They've all been disinformed and...
Why do I have to think for them?
Because I guess that's your job.
Oh, that's my job, so I can just tell them, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, you're just doing your job. Yeah.
That's
funny. What they say. They're just doing their job.
I know.
Just doing your job. God, I can't believe that.
Well, it doesn't, it's not like I'm entrapping them. It's like I'm exposing them for their corruption.
You're not entrapping them.
Oh, I know.
Exposing their corruption, and they don't want to be exposed. Therefore, they don't want the public to know their true mission. They don't want the public to know their true mission, and their mission is not to protect and to serve. Even in the court cases, there was a thing called 911, the court case, where they're not obligated to protect us. I've got that someplace. I even did a show on it, how they are not, the Supreme Court said they are not obligated to protect us. Whoa.
Well, so we're not obligated to give them the tax dollars. The people are not obligated to even use them.
Really? And so if they're not obligated to protect us, that's why they can go in with their damn SWAT teams and kill people. It's wrong. It's friggin' wrong. Sorry, this country has gone to hell in a handbasket, and the judges and the lawyers have helped to put us there along with the public school system. I'm not against the government. I'm against the government that they have given us.
I'm not against lawful government. I'm only against crooked government.
Well, I understand that, but I'm not against the government that we were given in the first place. I'm against the government that the socialist communists have infiltrated and created. That's what we're in right now. The socialists have gone into our government and changed our laws and created this mismatch of, God, we don't even know. How many laws do they stick in the legislators stick in every year? Hundreds? We don't even know what the laws are. There's no way we can keep up. They can't even keep up. The police can't even keep up.
Oh, I know that. I have evidence of such.
I know. So what the hell? Why don't they just go back in and go back to the Constitution and go back to what the real laws were and start all over again?
If they went back to the Constitution tomorrow, they'd all have to arrest each other for
They would have to arrest each other. Yep. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to go. We need to get ready and go up to the other place.